Hello everyone, hi carriers, hi drivers, hi owner operators, hi dispatchers. Welcome to the channel. This is Joy, your compliance guide, and I work with Dial Transportation and Dispatch. Yeah, so in today's video, I'll be doing something really exciting. We have a lot of questions about compliance, and trust me, compliance can be really confusing with so many filings, renewals, ticket fees, accident resolutions, and all of that. We have so many drivers asking questions about compliance. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering at least 5 common questions about compliance. You would really love it. So if you have questions about compliance before now, please do well to stay to the end of this video. And after that, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more compliance videos like this. So let's get to the questions. Well, it's because trucking is both federal and state regulated, right? So we have the FMCSA in charge of the federal regulations. FMCSA is in charge of things like your MC, your DOT, the UCR filings, and all of that. So you have to pay attention to the FMCSA federal filings, and then states as well have their filings. Your jurisdiction state has its own filing. Like for New Yorkers, we file the highway use tax. I'm sure other states have different taxes, state-based taxes they file. And then there is also IFTA, which is a general tax for interstate carrier. Unless you use different roads, you travel to different states, you have to compensate those states for using their roads, right? So we have so many filings in compliance because it's not just it's regulated amongst different bodies, and you have to comply with each of those bodies, otherwise your operations can be affected. So it's really not so much if you know the different filings to pay attention to. Of course, it will not be as overwhelming as possible. So yes, we have so many filings in compliance because trucking is both federal and state regulated, and you have to meet up with both federal and state regulations. Actually, it depends on which one you miss. Each filing have different consequences. So let's say you miss your IFTA, you could get late fee penalties, or you could get your IFTA license revoked. So you would not have an IFTA license. If you miss your UCR renewal and you get stopped on the road for an inspection, you might get into trouble. If you miss your MTS 150 update, that would affect your DOT number, and it can even place you out of business. So missing each of these filings have different consequences, and you never know which one might affect your business. That's why it is very important for you not to miss any of these filings. Some of them you could get just a few penalties, while some of them it can be so serious that you are placed out of business. So I would advise you not to miss any of the filings, whether it is federal filings or your state filing. Try as much as possible not to miss, or otherwise you'll be putting your business at high risk. Okay, yeah, so this is a confusing question for most carriers because most people don't know why they still have to file a report when they did not operate. I once worked with a client that hasn't been in operation for a year, so because of that, he hasn't been reporting his IFTA, and his IFTA license got revoked. He also was not operating, so he did not renew his registration, and that put him in a lot of trouble. So whether you are operating or not, whether your truck was bad, you were sick, you were in the hospital, you couldn't drive for months, for 1 year, for 2 years, you still have to file this report. Like your IFTA, for example, you have to file a zero mileage report. So when you go there, instead of imputing actual miles, you impute 0 miles in every state. You just put in 000. When you do that, you give the state, or you give FMCSA an idea that even if you did not operate for this particular period of time, it doesn't mean that you are out of business. So you are saying, I might not be operating, but I'm still in business. The same thing with your registration renewal. If you did not operate and you want to renew your registration, you still have to report zero mileage operation. Or they could ask you for supporting document to prove that you actually did not operate within that period of time. So you might want to submit your mechanic report that if your truck was bad and you were fixing it for a long time, you have to submit a mechanic report. If you leased out the truck because you wanted time to rest, you have to submit a lease agreement. So whatever you do, whether you're in operation or not, you're expected to file a report. At most, you file a zero mileage report. When you do that, you are telling them that you're not out of business. If you don't file the report, you might actually get out of business. So whether you operate or not, please, you're expected to file every single report and you're expected to renew every single certificate that you have to renew. Yeah, so this is a great question because there's usually a mix-up between the DOT and MC number. So your DOT number is like your safety ID. It is issued by the Department of Transportation and every carrier needs it. While your MC number is your operating authority. If you are an interstate carrier, you haul goods from one place to the other, you need an MC number. So it's possible to have a DOT number without an MC number, but it is not possible to have an MC number without a DOT number. So every carrier, as long as you are a commercial driver, you must have a DOT number. That's your ID as a commercial driver. While your MC number, operating authority, if you haul goods from state to state, you need an MC number for that. So you need the two of them to operate. Actually, it's a lot. Compliance can be overwhelming. It is overwhelming because you have different filings, you have different reports to make. You have to make these reports on different websites. You have to use different data, and sometimes it can feel overwhelming. And some of them can, clash. They can be due at the same time, and you have to report this on this website. You have to report this on this website. You have different logins. Maybe you are reporting up to 5 or 6 taxes. You have like 5 or 6 different logins to different websites, and you have to meet up with all of them. So compliance can actually be overwhelming. But here's the thing, you can make it easy for yourself if you know what to file and when to file. No, if you know what to file, when to file, and where to file, compliance can be easy. What you just have to do, like I will always say, is to build a checklist, a calendar, or something. Know the taxes to file, know when to file them, know where to file them, and know what that data is required to file those taxes. So once you know all of this, you really will not have a problem with the overwhelming tax of compliance for trucking companies that have like one or more than 2 trucks. It is very important that you have a compliance team, because while you focus on driving, you need somebody to track this compliance for you. You need somebody to track your taxes, you need somebody to track your updates, you need somebody to track your ticket fees and all of that. So you have to build a compliance team, or you could reach out to us to handle that for you. So either you have your own compliance team, or you have an external compliance team managing that for you. But in the real sense, if you know what to do, compliance isn't such a big deal. So the truth is, compliance is usually really overwhelming because nobody explains how the pieces fit in together. Nobody explains how this works or how that works. I hope that these few questions have been able to answer some of the questions you have in your mind. Even if these are not all the questions you have, you could actually drop your questions in the comment section and we'll respond to that. But with these 5 questions we have been able to answer, I'm sure that it helped in a way. Aside these questions, if you have any concerns about compliance, you have maybe your authority was revoked, you were placed out of business, you're at a point where you are so confused, you don't know where to start from in your business, you have a lot of taxes, you have a lot of renewals, and trust me, it is so overwhelming. That's not the end of your business. Whether you've been placed out of business or not, we could help you with all of that. So do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have more questions about that, you will see our phone number, our email address, our website link. will be on our bio. Please do well to reach out to us. Your business does not have to suffer because you don't know what compliance is about. There are a lot of compliance experts outside there that could help you, and we are one. So do well to reach out to us. Let's help you restructure your business. Let's help you renew all your documents that are out of date. Let's help you file the missing taxes you have. Let us help you get back in business. You just focus on driving while we handle the real issue. So if you find this video helpful, do well to subscribe, share to a friend, mention a friend, drop your questions in the comment section. Thank you. See you in the next video.